Hello, Neca here with another figure review. Today we have got playing on your YouTube, Neca, Pacific Rim, Jeager Striker Eureka, boom, baby! Now, these figures have been around for quite a while, and I'm kind of gutted that I never picked them up from the get-go. I kind of like, with me, I'm kind of a stickler for having figures in scale. I don't really like getting things that are generally out of scale, but, you know, I watched the movie recently, and then I was kind of umming and ahhing about getting these, and then someone on my Facebook was getting rid of some, and I got 3 of these. I got Striker Eureka, Cherno Alpha, I can remember that one's name, and I need to look this one's name up, I can remember it. This one. For quite a very reasonable price. I think it was like, was it 20 quid or 25 pound, or it might be 30 pound. I can't remember, I got it for quite a bargain. So, yeah, very, very, very happy with that deal. And it's just made me go like more and more. And then I got the large one, which you guys saw me do a review for, the 18-inch Gypsy Danger. Man, that thing was amazing. I'm so happy though I didn't buy a 6-inch Gypsy Danger, because I've seen Shortman's Prime reviews for the Gypsy Danger 2.0, and that thing just looks like it is the bee's knees. It looks so amazing. Cannot wait to get that. So, yeah, I've actually got a pretty decent Pacific Rim collection, and I intend on getting it bigger. I only need a few more figures to actually complete it. I've only got 2 kaiju, so I need to get some more kaiju. But I'll show you that in size comparisons in a bit. So, anyway, what did we think of this, let's say, character? Because, you know, the Jaegers are characters in themselves. What do we think of this character in the movie? I've got to say, this one was actually really cool. I kind of would wish this had a bit more of a spotlight, per se. I mean, there was so much in that movie which kind of only had glimpse, which I'm absolutely blown away that Neca have gone to all the trouble of making figures for. I'm very happy with that. So, what do you think of this Jeager as a robot? I think it's pretty cool. What do you think of this figure? I think it's a cool figure. I do have a couple of gripes with it. But apart from that, overall, I think it's a very, very cool figure. But a bit unusual at the same time. And we'll go over that now. So, it only comes with, I guess, like the 4 accessories. And that's the 4 blades. These are removable and they do rotate. If I show you on this one here. They just peg in. Like that. And you can bring them to the back if you want them to keep them on at all times. But generally, if I'm not displaying them with the blades, then I just take them off. I think it looks a lot better and neater without them. Mine, unfortunately, is a slight defect. If I show you that like that, this one is a little bit curled. Now, I've heated this up and I've pressed this and I've done quite a lot to try and get this. But these are quite a firm plastic, to be honest. Normally blades are quite soft, but no, these are quite firm. And for the life of me, this one just does not want to go straight. But I will keep trying and keep pressing until I do. I've almost got it there. I've definitely got it better. But it's annoying. I mean, they are bendable. See that? So, let's have a close-up look at the blades and the figure. Okay, so having a look at the blades, you can see you have the 2 blades which are basically mirrored, except they're different sizes. So, the top blade, actually, because I don't know why, for some reason it's the longer blade at the top. Personally, I've put the longer blade at the bottom, so you have more to swing down on, but whatever. As you can see, they are identical, just one smaller than the other. And they've got this, like, creamy marking on the inside, or the outside. But that's about it. There's any paint on it. Apart from that, they're just like a solid kind of grey. Looks like there's kind of like a bit of sparkle in that. But they're nicely sculpted. They've got a nice thickness to them. And then you've got the nice pegs to get them in. Okay, so Striker Eureka itself just looks absolutely phenomenal. You can see you've got some really nice detail here on the actual, like, cockpit, so to speak. And then some really nice detail in this paint apps going all the way throughout it. Now, you can see there is a bit of, like, paint variant. I say paint variant, but like plastic variant, whereas I think these is actually a grey plastic, where I think this one is like a lighter grey, and it is noticeable, but it's not that badly noticed. The camera's picking up a lot more. You've got some really nice details in the front here with the reds and the silvers, and then the 2.01 on the front there. Some great detail on the top. The whole thing has this really nice, like, dirty look to it as well, which I think really adds a lot of character to it. Now, for me, when I see this one with the giant sticky out chest, the big wings on the back, the kind of massive wings on the side, to me it screams like an animated robot. Like something off of like Gundam or Macross, something like that. Very, very inspired by that. Whereas the others, not so much. Taking a look at these wings, they are really well done. Now, unfortunately, my right one's a little bit bent, as you can see there. But they are really, really well done, and they look very nice. And as I've got this thing standing up by itself, you can see it's not falling over backwards, and that's standing up straight. So that's really well done. So they're not that heavy. But the amount of detail in that is phenomenal. If you look at all these cogs and gears, there's some nice black and silvers. I don't know how well that's coming up on camera, but there's some nice silver dry brush in there. Really, really does look very, very nice. Some cogs on the actual hips there, and then the arm plate in, the back of the legs. Just everything's just done as per usual by Neca phenomenally. Just really epic. Feet. Some pegholes at the bottom there. Something I think is a bit interesting. It's almost like he's got feet and then feet on top of his feet, if that makes sense. You see, he's got like silver shoe and then like toes over top of it, which I think's weird. Almost like he's wearing sandals that are too small for him. But again, just really blown away with the amount of detail that Neca has put into this. Just phenomenal. Cannot fault them on their paint apps or their sculpt, as per usual. Okay, size comparison. To the top of Striker Eureka's head is just over 7 inches. To the top of his wings, you're looking about 7 3/4. Okay, so first on the back, the one that I really struggle to pronounce is Cherno Alpha, I think that's right. I think when I did my 18 Gypsy Danger review, I kept calling it Chemo Alpha for some reason, but no. I'm pretty sure it's Cherno Alpha. I'm going to double check that before I come around to review this one. Do apologise for any mistakes in that one. But man, this thing's got massive height on Striker Eureka. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. Incidentally, an 18-inch of Cherno Alpha has just been, well, will be releasing, and Shortman's Prime has just done a review on it, and it looks epic. I will definitely be picking that one of them up. And then we have an 18-inch of Striker Eureka coming out soon. Again, I'm going to be getting one of them. Next to Coyote Tango. Interesting. These things have weird names. Coyote Tango. Very unusual. But again, they look really cool in scale together. I think Coyote Tango may be my favourite design Jeager so far. I just think he looks so cool. And yes, you guys may have noticed I learned his name since I started doing this video, as I didn't just look it up before I did the size comparison, honestly. And next to Crimson Typhoon. Again, another very interesting design. Whenever I look at this one, for some reason, all I can see is the... Is it called the Arbiter off of Halo 2? I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I played that game. But that's what screams at me when I look at this guy. But still, cool figure. A great addition to my collection. And the Kaiju Scanner. Man, this thing is massive. This is the one that swims around at the end of the movie. Such a massively cool figure. Just epic. Cannot wait to review this guy for you. And then Lilabac. Now these two have a bit of kind of a confrontation in the movie. Very, very cool. This figure is massive and he's hunched over, so that's very impressive. And just going to chuck in a Samael there just because he's a monster, and this guy arrived yesterday. Did do a box opening because it was just this one thing that arrived, so I thought I'd just chuck him in here quickly. Very cool figure. I've been wanting one of these forever. And I mean forever. Then next to the only other Pacific Rim figure I have, Gypsy Danger, who is not even coming close to being on camera. But you can see, just massive. And then very quickly, usual suspects, Bucky, Superior Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, and Hyperion. Okay, so for articulation, Striker's head is on a ball, but it is incredibly hindered by this like collar. So you can go back that much, and forward that much, side that much to that much, and you can turn from there to there. I really don't know if you could do much because it is incredibly hindered by the back and the front there. Now this is where it's interesting. The shoulders are on a double hinge joint. There is a hinge from here, which allows you to rotate around 360 degrees, but they're at a bit of a weird kind of angle. Well, they're actually not. They're actually going straight in. It's kind of weird to show this. They kind of go straight in at this angle, but then this one is kind of off. There's a hinge here, so you can then bring this up or bring it down on this hinge here, and you can rotate around 360 degrees. But you then have a hinge which is kind of off center, so it's kind of angled a bit more like that one's angled like that way, and this one's angled more like that way. So when you bring this arm out on that one, you can go up that far, and then combined you can get the arm all the way out, or you can bring the arm over to there. So you can get some interesting poses with it, but it's just a very unique, it's probably the best description for this joint. I've never seen a figure use this type of joint before. Very, very unique. We then have a single bend in the arm of not quite 90 degrees probably. And then we have a hinge at the wrist which can go up that much and down that much. Nothing further. That looks really weird. Okay, there's nothing in the actual diaphragm, and while on the diaphragm, I think it would be so cool if there was a panel here to pop up to show the, you know, the gimmick, the missile launcher. But unfortunately, no, there's nothing solid. Very, very cool if it happened, but shame. Now, I want to say it's like a ball going into the chest here, because, and a cat just jumped on my back. Really? Now it's on the back of the chair. Okay, so you might feel me rocking around. Okay, so because you can rotate from there to there, but then you can also go forward like that much and back like that much. I don't know how much you can see that, but it does make a little bit of a gap there, and then there's a gap there. See, I can see the ball. Now I could probably force this off if I wanted to, but you know, I don't want to. I don't know if that's an intentional articulation, but I use it. T-cut hips, so you can do a Spartan of just that. Not massive, and then due to the sculpt of these blades here, you can only do a split of that. Again, not massive. No thigh rotation whatsoever, and you need to be careful. These are quite weak joints, or rather thin joints. I've seen one go on eBay. Was it eBay or my Facebook? I think it was eBay, and it was broken. I can't remember. Right, single bend of the knee of about that, and then we have a ball peg going into the foot, so we have a point from there to there, a pivot from there to there, and you can rotate it around 360 degrees. So all in all, you can get this guy into some pretty cool poses still. Okay, so final thoughts. Would I recommend this figure? Honestly, yes. I'd really like this figure. I think it's a very cool character, or Jeager. Very cool Jeager, very cool design. Nice with addition to the blades. I kind of wish there was a bit more of a gimmick to it with the chest, like I just said. And this is one I kind of hope Neca would revisit to give us maybe a bit of better articulation. Maybe make it so these can actually go under this part here, apart from just going into it, and give us that with some, like I said, a bit more better articulation, and I'd so buy one of them. Apart from that, really stoked about this figure. Really love it, and I think it's a great figure, so I would still recommend it as it stands. Anyway guys, that is my review. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. It's been a lot of fun. Really loving these Neca figures. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, if you're unable to find these on your local store, then please check them out on Big Bad Toy Stores, as they have a great variety of these Pacific Rim figures. Anyway guys, that is my review. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please drop me a like down below. Please add any comments you'd like to add about this figure or my channel. If you'd like to contact me, please contact me via my Facebook. There's a link in the description below. And as usual guys, thanks a lot for watching, keep collecting, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.